Hi, and welcome back to my Book Nook, where I talk about all things books. So I just finished recording my intro video, and it's super rambly, and I'm not going to cut any edits from it. So that's going to be really interesting. But this is officially the first start of a vlog, which I've never really shot before, and this is going to definitely be really interesting going forward. I don't exactly know when this is going up because I am filming this on June 6th, and that's when I also, recorded my intro. I am hopefully gonna get that up next week, which means this video is going up next Saturday, so like a week from tomorrow. But I have no clue. We will see how that goes. Maybe this will be a 2 week long vlog, or maybe it'll be cut in pieces. I don't know. We're just gonna play it by ear. I'm also going to kind of use this week, like as I'm prepping to like officially relaunch my channel, to kind of test things out. So I am currently in the process of DIY crafting a TBR type game. So I have the clay. I literally am sculpting things with clay for this project. So you'll see it hopefully soon in this video, but I'm currently having my clay pieces. They're air drying. When those are done, I'm going to be painting them. And then I think in this video, I want to do a test run of my TBR video. Knowing that by the time you guys see this video, the TBR is, very well established. I would hopefully have already been reading some of these books. But we're gonna give it a test run before like my channel is up and running. And then obviously if you guys have any tips or recommendations on how to do the game and whatnot, let me know, because I'm definitely open to suggestions and whatnot. But yeah, it feels really weird recording a YouTube video after being away for so long, but I'm also so happy to be back. But yeah, this is going to be really fun, and I'm excited to take you guys along for my journey. So I'm going to my sister's birthday dinner today, so I've only got a couple more hours before I have to leave. So I think I'm going to use that time to edit one of my chapters in draft 3 of my novel and get that sent out to my like alpha reader partner, and get that out to them, and then maybe pick up a book and read. I don't think the clay is going to be done and ready for painting and all that today, but if so, then we'll cross that bridge. But yeah, I'm really excited for all of this, and I can't wait to see where we go from here. Good morning. So it is Sunday, June 8th today, and so it's been a couple of days since I have last seen you. Haven't really done a whole lot of editing, so we're not gonna focus on that a little bit. I definitely thought I had way more time than I thought I did, but I've spent the last 2 days like celebrating with family because today's my sister's birthday, and then also finishing up kind of the like the details on a TBR game that I've created for myself with Mancala. I actually got this at a Goodwill, and I've kind of juiced it up and whatnot to make my own TBR game. So I'm going to figure out how to record this, and we'll get you on the floor, and I'll show you the game and kind of the rules that I've made. But one thing I can show you beforehand is in this little notebook. I did like a test round, like when I was originally just kind of playing with different ideas, so ignore this page, but this is the page that I'm going to be referencing for this like official like test run before like my channel launches. So again, I am open to suggestions on how to tweak it, but you will see in here I have game pieces that are numbered 1 through 9, and so I wrote the numbers 1 through 9, and then depending on who wins, so either me or the house, depends on the books that are going to be added to my TBR. And so I added books on here, like on here, that there are a variety of reasons. So some of them I know I have to read them, and so if I can like make my June TBR work in my favor, great. For like my book, for like, so if I win the game, it's the audiobook that I'm currently listening to, so it's another like little freebie thing. But yeah, I just have some books here, and then depending on what I end up with in terms of the results of the game depends on what I'll read, and I can kind of show you guys a close-up of this. But yeah, let's get onto the floor, and I will show you guys how I am going to be attempting to play this game. Okay, I'm like looking at the angle, and this is definitely not the best angle, but it works, so we're running with it. So you can see that the pieces that I have for Mancala are a little bit different. So it came with the traditional pieces, but these are a little bit boring. So I wanted to try to create a you know, a little fun version. So I created these 48 little, where's my camera? This way, duh. So almost like they're supposed to kind of look like little books. So you can see I still have the white pages, and some of them have numbers, and then some of them do not. So you can see this is one. So this is one of the 9 pieces that are numbered. I just scattered them randomly throughout. I did not pay attention to any of this. And then just kind of like the pieces that came with this particular game, I chose 3 colors of books. They don't mean anything. The numbers that are on the pages, I just went, the pinks are the first ones that I painted. So these are just literally chunks of clay that I smushed into squares and then painted like basically 3 of the sides. But the pinks were the first ones I painted, which is why those were labeled 1, 2, and 3. Blues were the second ones, which is why those are 4, 5, and 6. And then oranges were the last ones, which is why those are 7, 8, and 9. So if you don't know how to play Mancala, the idea is to kind of clear your section of the board first. So this side down here is mine, this side is the house. These are my scoring banks, this is the houses. When I'm going to play this, I am not going to play with any strategy in mind, because from my understanding, if you do play by certain strategies, you should, in quote, always win. I definitely, oh, there it is. I've definitely put the wrong one away. I'm just going to literally grab them and then just disperse through and trying to basically almost speed run it, not thinking it, like overthinking it. I'm not going to worry about where the numbered pieces are. It's just a matter of, for example, we're just going to kind of go with it, right? So I just automatically know that I always like to start in this weird spot, because if I end in here, I get to go again, and it's just fun. And I'm just literally going to drop books in, and my turn's down, so now it's the next one, and I'm just gonna keep going. And like, there's no rhyme or reason why I just picked that spot, other than I feel like it. Oh yeah, this one already had a little bit of a casualty. Oops, but oh well. Yeah, we're gonna go this one. Oh, and then yeah, and then there's technically a rule with landing in your bank and whatnot on the opposite side. We'll grab this one. And we'll do, okay, so we'll just show you, for example. So if I land, this one is on my side, I'm landing on it, so I get to take their pieces and put them in my bank. So, which is about what's about to happen with that one. And because I just landed in that one, I get to go again. So we're gonna take this one because it's getting massive. So I guess that one wanted to go there, so. And then I definitely have probably already messed up the rules, because I don't think I'm supposed to put them in these pieces when I travel to. You know what? This is why it's a test run, because, and this is where you can see that I definitely do not overthink these when I'm doing it. I'm literally just grabbing them and slotting them in, which, you know, in theory is a problem, but you know, well, that's future me's problem. This is just a test run to see like how the game ends up going and all of that. So and like that, my game is now over. So the house one. So now we're going to go through the houses collection of stones, and we're going to see what numbers I have. Goodness gracious. Okay, I definitely have more than I would like. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and 9. So this is definitely going to be a bigger TBR. So I'm going to open this up and I'm going to take a look at my list of books, and then I'm going to actually go physically pull these, and we're going to see you when we are setting up. So with the way that I have my Mancala TBR set up is there is always a chance that I can get 10 books added to my TBR. So yeah, we have 8. We have 8 for this month. So look, like, I mean, again, I put all these books on my TBR. These are all books that I'm excited. These are all books that I want to read and whatnot. Why am I sitting so crooked? Goodness gracious. Yeah, okay, there, that's better. So these are all books that I want to read. I just maybe wouldn't have expected me to try to read all of these in 1 month. So we're going to go through each of these books and what prompts that they got it for. So I have all of my tiles that's still out. So I will hold up each tile. Oops. And I'm dropping everything. I will hold up each tile with the corresponding book so you can see. But first off, because the house won, I lost. I'm going to be reading Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. This has been a book that has been on my TBR for a very long time now, pretty much since it came out. I'm pretty sure there's now like 3 of them out. I just recently got it because I specifically wanted it in the hardback version. I didn't want it in the paperback. And the local stores that I always went to only ever had this in paperback for some reason. So I had to buy it off of Amazon and I just kept procrastinating, but now I have it and it's super pretty and I absolutely love it. But because the house won, this is what's on my TBR. And again, I'm not mad at it. It's just, if I had won, you know, the game, then the book that I'm currently listening to on audiobook, which will be finished within the next day or 2, would have counted towards my TBR. So that's just, you know, a book that's not counting towards what I'm going to try to do. And I haven't decided what's going to happen if I don't meet my TBR, because like these are all books that I'm excited to read. I'm not going to get rid of any of them, but I think what they're going to do is I think they're going to carry over. So whatever books I don't read this month get carried over. And so after a few months, I could potentially have a lot of books. We'll see how that goes though. But anyways, this is the first book that I have for that. The next book that I have is for, tile number 1. So tile number 1 is When the Tides Held the Moon. And that's right here at the bottom. So When the Tides Held the Moon by Vanessa Vita Kelly. She illustrated the end papers in the Red, White, and Royal Blue Special Collector's Edition right over here that I have. That's how I believe I was introduced to her. I followed her on social media, and so when she announced her own book, I pre-ordered this bad boy. You can see that I am already, I've started reading this physically, so I'm excited that this one made it on my list because, again, I've already started reading it. You will also see I have tabs in all of my books. These are every 25 pages for books I haven't read yet because it just kind of, it's a tiny little motivator and it's like a reward to hit like the next 25 pages. So especially on really chunky books, which there is one in here, it kind of just helps break it down. So it's not oh, I'm reading a 600-page book. It's, oh, I'm reading to the next 25. But it's just a weird motivator that my brain likes. And I saw that from Literary Diversions. Is the channel that's Win over there. I saw them talk about it and I loved the idea. So I took it and I've been running with that process now for probably about a year and I've absolutely loved it. But anyways, yes, this is for book number 1. Then for book number 2, because I forgot I am not really editing out all these pauses, so this is going to be real fun trying to figure out. So book number 2, you can see it right here, is Four Ruined Realms by, is it May Corland? Aha, May Corland. This is the second book in this series or trilogy. The third book comes out next month. So this is one I'm also really, really excited that it was on there because I have to read this one before the third book comes out. So I have a rule for myself that I have to read, so like if I have like sequels pre-ordered and whatnot for books that I think I'm really gonna enjoy. So I absolutely love the first one, which is why I immediately bought the second one and then I pre-ordered the third one. I have to read the second one before the third one can come in, just because I have to stay on top of the books that I'm reading. Also, within reason, I have to at least start reading a book that I pre-ordered before the next one is allowed to come in, even if they are not correlated. So When the Tide Held the Moon, When the Tides Held the Moon, I had to start reading this one before another book in this pile came in, Shield of Sparrows. Yes, Shield of Sparrows. I'm pretty sure this one came out afterwards. They came out close together, but I had to at least start reading this one before this one couldn't come in, or I was going to tell myself I had to delete the pre-order. This is not because I don't believe in pre-order. Like, pre-orders are huge and they're super helpful. However, this is just a way for me to stay accountable. And since I've been implementing that, I've been able to keep up with that. There is some leeway for like books that, like if they come out the same day, there's obviously no way that I can read a book. If 2 of them are coming in the same day, there's no way I can start reading one before the other one comes in. Or if like they come in one day and then they come in like the next day or 2 days later, but I'm trying to finish up a book I'm already reading. It's, yeah. Either way, it's a weird thing that I've done, but it works. So yes, For Ruined Realms is on the slot for book number 2, and I am really excited about that one. Shield of Sparrows, what number are you? You are actually number 4, so that's not the next one we're going to talk about, but we're going to skip number 3. We'll come back to it. So this was for book number 4. So again, this is one that I have heard amazing things about. I'm super excited to read it. This is also one of my newer acquisitions, so I have to at least start reading this before my next pre-orders come in, which I believe the first one is July 8th. I believe is the next one. So I have like a month to at least start it. I don't have to finish it. I just have to at least start it. So that is that one. Also, I'm not telling you about any of these books. If you want to know, you can look them up and whatnot. Again, that also has to go back to, I'm not really editing these videos that much. So that's just like having to like read you the synopsises and all that. Like it's just, yeah. But the next one is for book number 3. I was just verifying this with it. But that is The Monster and the Last Blood Match by K.A. Lind. I lied. I forgot. This is actually my most recent book this came in last week. So technically I should have canceled the pre-order because I haven't started this one yet. But like, shh. We're just not going to focus on that. We're just going to keep going forward. Like, I will fix that. I have to start both of these before July 8th. That's my thing now. But this is one that I'm super excited about. I have also already pre-ordered the sequel to this. Haven't started this one. I pre-ordered the sequel before this one even shipped and came out. So I have to pre-order this one. You're also going to notice I have a lot of the Red Tower books in my collection. For the most part, I really have been enjoying all of their books. Like, I have this shelf, yeah. Nope, over here. You can't see it's cut off, but like pretty much this entire shelf right here is like Red Tower books, or at least half of it is. I absolutely love it. One of these days, if you guys are interested, I'll do a bookshelf tour. The next one after that is book number 5, Swordcrest. This is a book that I put on my list because I need to stop procrastinating and I need to make a decision on this. I pre-ordered this. I was really excited for it. And then it came in and I started reading it. And it wasn't marketed to me, I think the proper way, it was marketed to me as a high fantasy, low stakes kind of thing. Kind of like obviously I knew it wasn't exactly the high fantasy level of like Dungeons and Dragons, and I knew it was low stakes, which the low stakes part is not the problem that I have the problem with. The problem that I have with is the high fantasy part. This is almost like a historical fiction with a really, really minor religious like fantasy part to it. Like there's like, they have like a different religion that's basically in there. And for the most part, that's the only thing that's really different about it. So it reads a lot more like a historical. And I just wasn't expecting that. So because that's not what I was expecting, I just kind of pushed this off. And I did a soft DNF. For a while I was like, oh, maybe it'll be a hard DNF, maybe it'll be soft. I don't know, because I really was excited for this. Like, you know, it's also got the end pages and sprayed edges and all that, and I was really excited for this. At one point I did actually remove all my tabs, and it was in my like unhaul pile, and then I took it out and I was like, no, we're gonna give it another try. So we're going to give this another shot. This is one that if I have not attempted to read it within the next 3 months, this is getting unhauled, whether or not I attempt to read it, because I need to make a decision. I need to make sure I'm keeping my shelves full of books that I am actively dying to read or absolutely love. I do not have the space to keep books that are just like average or mediocre. Like, these are the books, like my bookshelves are filled with books that I absolutely love. My child's books or my husband's books. My husband, I would like to rearrange the bookshelves so his books go somewhere else, but that's a different discussion for a different day. But at least for my books, they're ones that I want my bookshelves to be, you can pick out any book and I can just go on a like 25-minute like gush about the book and why I loved it and why I think you may or may not like it and all that. So that's how I like to do my books. My next one is for book number 8, and that is for Quicksilver. This is my chonky one. This is the one book I'm excited to read this. But I didn't necessarily want to read it this month because it's so big. It's so big. And because I am also still trying to prioritize editing my book, this is one that I kind of wanted to try reading after I edited this current draft. But this is on my list. This is probably one that's going to be pushed over. We will see. But yes, you can see I have a preference of, like, I have books that I like, okay? I love fantasy romance. I love romance in general. So yes. But Quicksilver, this is also why I have a million tabs, because, you know, trying to read a 603 at least. Yeah. Nope, 606. How many pages are you? Because I was close with the 603. Okay, so this is a 609 page book. That is very daunting when you break it down that way, but if like you just break it into 25 page chunks, it's a lot easier to read. One of my best friends has read this and absolutely loved it. So, you know, I want to read it. I just wasn't expecting to read it this month. Also, I was not expecting to read this in a month where I have 8 books on my TBR. But yeah, that's Future Lex's problem. And then the last book is for tile number 9, and that is Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. I have read most of Ali Hazelwood's backlist at this point. I'm slowly working my way through her backlist. This is the only, yes, I had to look at my shelves. This is the only Ali Hazelwood book that I own that I haven't read yet. I have read all of the other ones. So I have read, because I can look at that shelf. I have Not in Love. Okay, clearly I need a nap. Love on the Brain, The Love Hypothesis, Bride, Deep End, and then Not in Love. I was going to say, Not in Love is the book that I'm holding. This is the one I haven't read, but I've read all the others. I would like to get all the others, but I'm slowly working my way through. Yes, I have pre-ordered Mate. I believe that is the sequel to Bride. I have pre-ordered that one, so that is coming later this year. Problematic Summer Romance, I believe, is the one that just came out. I am not a big fan of like age gaps, really, especially when you hit like 10 plus years for age gaps, and I believe that one is like a 15-year age gap and or more, and I think like it's not for me. So I may still read it, but I don't think I'm going to buy it. So that might be one that I check out through my library. But yes, Not in Love, that is the last book for the TBR Mancala. So I have 8 books, and my kid is currently in her room. She's supposed to be napping, but I can hear her playing through the monitor. So I'm going to use this time to start reading, because I don't know how long she's actually going to be in her room, because if she doesn't sleep, then I'm going to have to go get her sooner rather than later, and I'm not going to start writing now, so I'm going to sit down and read, and I think the book I'm going to read is not even on this list. So yeah, I will obviously make a separate video at the end of the month talking about my reading process and whatnot. Going forward, this will be its own book, not book, this will be its own video. So my TBR Mancala game, this will be its own video, but this vlog is kind of, you know, me kind of testing out my process, and then also how I'm setting up my YouTube channel, kind of more so just like the things that I'm going through as I'm leading up to launching it, because I do think I'm going to try to have that video of like welcome back to my channel. I think I'm gonna try to post that on Wednesday, so in like 3 days. I just need to edit that, get my title sequence page basically set up and get that done. So yeah, but that's tomorrow me's problem. Today me's problem is to read and just chill. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I will see you guys in my next clip. I have no clue what I will be talking about at that point. Hopefully I have some good news for you, but yeah, that is it. I'll see you all later. This book right here. This is why I missed my YouTube channel. So I am currently holding my phone for this snippet of the vlog. Recap before we just... I finished Lights Out yesterday. It was great. That wasn't on my TBR. You didn't know I was reading it, but I finished it. I also got chapter 6 edited today, but I just finished this, and what is that ending? I can't say spoilers, but like, bro, what is that ending? I need the last book. From my understanding, it's a trilogy. Granted, I pre-ordered the trilogy. Like, I pre-ordered the third one when I finished the first one. But what is this ending? I mean, I from a writer's standpoint, I get it. I fully get it. But as a writer, or like as a reader, oh, bro. I need my friends to read this so that we can rage together. I have desires that I know are not going to happen in the third one, but if they do. If you just... I need somebody who has read this book to tell me that they understand my feelings, because I feel like a crazy person right now, and now I'm gonna go tell my friends that this book has this has changed me. This is one of those books where the ending, it just sticks with you. This even more so than the first one. The ending of this book, I will never forget this one. This is one of those books that just, it'll go down in history, like you remember. And yeah, I should probably go to bed, but I can't go to bed right now. So we're gonna pick up another book and try to somehow unwind, because this, I'll talk to you tomorrow when I have better thoughts, but this one broke me. Good evening. So it's been a couple days since I have last checked in with you, and it is now like late Saturday night, and so in theory this should technically be the start of like another week's vlog, but since I kind of pushed off the launch video, we're just going to continue with this vlog, have it be kind of like one behind the scenes prepping video. So I am hoping though I need to do some more edits and whatnot and make sure I have everything set up before I officially like relaunch this channel. But I'm hoping to do that this upcoming Wednesday, so in like 4 days. And so hopefully this video will be up in like a week. But since I've last spoke with you, I think it was like 2 days ago now, I was like on a roll and I edited 5 chapters of my novel, and I have since gotten feedback from one of my alpha partners or slash alpha readers, and they absolutely loved it. There was just like some really minor cosmetic changes, and right now we're not even focusing on those. Right now it's still slightly bigger picture stuff. So I am feeling great about my novel. Like, this is draft 3, and I feel like it's really coming together. It feels like a real story with real characters and people and all that. And I just feel like my vision and the story, like I'm able to make it truly come to life, and I'm just really proud of it. And so I'm just about at the halfway mark for editing as well. I have a writing challenge coming up in July, which I will talk about in a future video. My goal is to be done with draft 3 before that challenge starts so that I can do a different project, but we'll have to see how that goes. I have the rest of the month to get the rest of the draft 3 done, so we will see how that goes. But like I said, I'm going to be making an entire video dedicated to that challenge, so I will talk about that then. But also, dang, I forgot like how tiring it could be to like hold my phone. I need to like make these little vlog snips like on using a tripod or something. But anyways, since then, not only did I edit 5 chapters, I also finished a book. So When the Tides Held the Moon by Vanessa Vita Kelly. Finished this. So here's something you should know about me is I love all things like circus stories and media and whatnot. I have since like at least I was a young teenager. Specifically with, I believe this was the start of that love. Water for Elephants. I can't remember how I was first introduced to this book. It very well might have been like an assigned reading in school or something like that, but I read this book and absolutely loved it. And so I got this, my parents bought me this copy, and I read it multiple times, and I watched the movie I have the movie on DVD still, which, you know, in 2025 is kind of impressive. But I have the DVD of the movie still. Like, I watched that movie multiple times. When The Greatest Showman came out, I watched that movie 3 times in theater in 1 week. 3 times in 1 week. It was great. I will say that the circus and the idea of like the freak shows and all that, they are flawed. But there is also something just so magical and awe-inspiring about the idea of the performance of the show. And as a theater kid, I don't know, there's just always been something about the circus that I love. And it continues in a more humane way of like, I am obsessed with Cirque du Soleil. Like, every time they are in town, like, I want to see. I've seen a few of their shows now. Absolutely love it. Incredibly talented performers and athletes in my eyes, for a lot of the stuff that they do. But anyways, like, you can see, like, this is when I've started taking good care of my books, is when I got this book. And you can see the damage that I've done to the spine, literally from where I've held it on both ends. But I absolutely love the circus. So, it's no surprise that I loved this. Now, we gotta switch arms because, like, whoo, I need to work out or something. This is gonna be real interesting because this is now the side that has the camera. But anyways, When the Tides Held the Moon. It is no surprise that I fell in love with this book, because, you know, it's got a circus. Also, it's got a mermaid. And it's interesting because I don't like historical fiction. I don't know what it is, but I struggle with historical fiction, except when it's a circus setting. I don't know what it is. This is one of those books that if people ask me my favorite books of all time, I would not put this in that list. However, that being said, it is still a comfort read. It's kind of like Water for Elephants, right? Like, this is not a book that I would immediately think of like, oh, this is a favorite book of all time. But yet, like, this is a book that I know I've read at least 2 or 3 times. I'm going to do a reread of it again at some point now that I actually have Goodreads, and all of that, and I just want to read it again. And that's what I feel like this book is going to eventually end up being, is just one of those books that's kind of like a comfort read that it's one of those books that I'm just gonna like sit down and just read and know that I'm going to cry and I'm gonna feel like tons of different emotions and whatnot. And there is a beautiful love story that's in it, but it's just, I don't know, it's an experience that I have with these kinds of books. And for some reason, sometimes circus books just tend to be how, like, some of those books, and I do have other ones that aren't circus ones, but the specifically the circus books that I love just tend to fall in this. I need to end this video because my finger keeps trying to go in view of the camera, but I really do not want to get out my tripod right now and re-record this clip. So we're just gonna deal with this, and I'm gonna have to hit the gym so that I can hold my phone up for longer than 7 minutes without being tired. But yeah, absolutely loved this. Definitely keeping this. It's gonna be a reread. Also, absolutely loved the audiobook, but you have to like get a physical copy somehow because there are some beautiful illustrations throughout the book. Like I said, I discovered this author from their artwork that they had done for other books and whatnot, and so the art is scattered throughout. It's absolutely beautiful. And so while I was listening to the audiobook, like, I would read it and listen to it in chunks, and then I would go to the book and I would flip page by page because I didn't want to miss a single illustration, and they're just scattered throughout, so you just kind of have to flip through every page in order to catch them all. And that was just really cool. And then towards the end I did tandem reading, and that, if you could do it, that I would highly suggest. So like if you buy the book, then check out the book on Libby, which is what I did. Highly recommend it. But yeah, I have another book down from my June TBR that I did earlier in this video. So I'm gonna go to bed and I'm gonna keep reading Shield of Sparrows. I've been reading that on my phone before bed, and I think I might be 25% of the way through yet. I might not be, but I'm getting there. Thoroughly enjoying it, absolutely loving it. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, or this clip at least. I know this clip's going long, and hopefully I will see you guys at some point tomorrow. So it's been a few days since I have last updated you guys, and a lot has happened. I honestly don't remember the date of when I last updated you, but I think the last time I updated you was when I'd finished When the Tides Held the Moon. And since then, first off, with the book updates, I finished Shield of Sparrows. I don't think I've updated you guys on this. And then if I have, then I guess we're cutting all this out and I'll find a better spot to re-insure this. But I finished this book. Absolutely loved it. Excited for the next book. And I have looked now more into Devney Perry, and I have realized that I've actually heard about their works before. I don't know if I'm going to go back and read those yet. I haven't decided, but I at least now know. I was like, oh, wait a second. The author sounds a little bit familiar, and it's because the Indigo Ridge series, I believe is what it's called, or at least that's one of the books. One of the booktubers that I follow has read at least the first 2 books, I think. But anyways, read this, absolutely loved it. It's a romantasy. You're just going to notice that I don't really give updates on, like, summaries on books, and I probably should. However, not for this vlog, and the reason for that is, so another Wednesday has since come and gone since I have last posted this. I do know that. And part of that is because I made the decision that I was going to wait until basically the beginning of July to post this. And today I sat down and I edited the first video. Like, I edited it, I figured out finally all of the smaller niche things that most people kind of don't think about. I kind of refocused on those because this isn't like a brand new channel, it's like a relaunch. So like, I technically have everything there, I just needed to rework everything. And so I just had to make sure I kind of covered all of my grounds, and I think I've done everything. Either way, I got that video edited, I exported it, checked it, looks good, and it is now officially set on YouTube as a premiere. I'm not going to be doing this for pretty much any other video unless it's like a really big one. I just wanted to do this one because this is a relaunch of my channel, so I do have prior subscribers already, and hopefully this, by marking it as a premiere, it'll kind of bring their attention of like, hey, I'm back, and hopefully they'll start to engage with my content a little bit sooner than they might have if I just posted it as a regular scheduled post. But that video is now up and ready, and I'm so excited to have my channel back. So my degree is in journalism, but with a focus on production, and so like part of what I went to school for was video editing and whatnot, and it's something that I've always really enjoyed, and so I'm really happy to have this like creative outlet back. And so I've been doing all of that today, but as I was going to schedule it, still keeping in mind that I was like thinking, oh, like the first week of July is when I'll post it. The problem is I have a writing challenge that I'm going to be participating in, and by the time this video goes up, because I'm going to have this video going up, or the launch video is going up on June 25th, I think, 25th or 26th, it's that Wednesday. This video is coming up that Saturday after, so that launch video is already up and going. This video will come this Saturday after. The next Wednesday that immediately follows after when this video goes live is going to be the start of a writing challenge that I'm doing. And so I can't have my relaunch happening while also hinting that I'm going, like in that video, I hint that I have a writing challenge that I'm going to be participating in. And I can't have that video go live when the challenge is starting, because I wanted to create an introduction video. So what I have to do is I had to push it back up to basically next week. And the reason why I originally was going to post it is because all of next week I'm not going to be at my house. Granted, I'm going to be at my mom's, So I'll still be able to edit and whatnot because I have access to her Wi-Fi and all that. But I was just trying to make my life a little bit easier by not posting, but that's besides the point. It's all good. I've got it figured out. So yeah, now it's scheduled that I will have my launch video next Wednesday. This video, so basically roughly a month long vlog in the making kind of thing. This is now going to go up in a week from tomorrow. So I will have this scheduled no later than a week from today is when it'll be scheduled to go up. And then the next video after that, I'm going to be posting a special Wednesday video just kind of announcing the write-a-thon video. So I will actually have to now, I will have to film that video and upload it basically in a week's time frame. So I'll probably do that at my mom's house, just film it, edit it, schedule it for the upload. And then I'm going to be writing a vlog or like a video vlog. So I'll actually have a few days off in between when this video goes live and then the writing vlog. Other than maybe, actually, yeah, no, because I'm going to have my announcement video. It's not my announcement. It's just going to be announcing it on my channel of like, hey, I'm participating in this. The announcement for the challenge has already been live. But that's for AK Melford's 3-day 30K challenge. This is the second iteration that I will be participating in. But I want to make my own announcement video of like saying, hey, I'm participating in this challenge. If you want to participate as well, here is the socials to be able to do that. Here's AK's channel. Go subscribe to them if you're not, and then, you know, go to the Discord through there. And also kind of do a little bit of prep too. So like the prep that I would have had in the vlog is actually going to be in that kind of like announcement video. So yeah, it's going to be, the vlogs are going to be a little bit funky after the next week basically, but that's okay. I'm really excited for them actually. And even more exciting, which like is crazy to think about. So much has happened. Like I'm so excited for this video, like for my YouTube channel to be back, but I finished editing draft 3 of my novel. Sort of. So I have an alpha reader that I have been working with like chapter by chapter, and something just kind of hit me like crazy, and I just managed to pump out like half of my book. Mind you, my book is over 60,000 words, and I managed to crank out edits over like roughly half of that book in like 36 hours basically. Like I don't know what happened. That's basically all I did. And there are definitely 4 chapters in particular that I definitely know are a little bit rough, that I need their input on, as we like to say, is I need them to make it bleed with comments and stuff. Kind of think of like old schools, like English teacher where they just like circle everything in red pen and it looks like your page is bleeding. That's what we're gonna do, but digitally. And so there's those 4 chapters, and the reason why I know they're still rough is because I had draft 1 where I kind of had the basics down, and then draft 2 I basically doubled my word count, and I actually created a lot of new chapters, and 2 of those 4 chapters are new from draft 2, and then 2 of them are because I completely reworked my ending. So basically all 4 of those chapters are pretty essentially brand new, and so they just are newer chapters, so they just need more care and work because the other chapters have already kind of had that process a little bit already. And so, but for the most part, I've gone through and done my edits. Now my alpha reader is kind of following behind me, picking up where I've messed up, or like missed things. Also like where I'm like, hey, there's something that doesn't feel right in this scene. I don't know what it is though. What is it? Because like, and I have a couple alpha readers who do kind of target different things and whatnot, and so they're just also in school right now, and they've got work, and so they're just super busy. And also I gave them like 12 chapters to edit in this short time frame, so I'm just waiting for them to get me my edits back, and so I can incorporate those in. Then I'll probably do one more like quick edit through. I don't quite know how I'm gonna do that or not, but then I have like the next steps that I'm gonna kind of do. It's not like I'm like, oh, okay, like this is the publishable version, but we're getting close. And I'm really happy with my novel. But yeah, the fact that I've finished 3 drafts, like, is absolutely mind-boggling to me, because it took me, I need to go back and rewatch one of my old vlogs that I have hidden. But I'm pretty sure it took me over 10 years. 15 is what's popping in my head, but that feels absurd. But I know at least 10 years to write the first draft of my first novel. And the fact that I have now written 3 drafts in like a year of the same book, and part of that's just because we had some health things that I had to take care of in my family, and so just I wasn't writing for a very large chunk of time within that year span, but I still needed to write 3 drafts of this novel. It's absolutely mind-boggling to me. And once I publish this particular book, I definitely am probably going to make a more in-depth video and whatnot talking about all that, but I'm so excited. Like, I am so giddy, and this is just something I am so proud of. Like, I say it's not publishable. However, if I were to publish it today, I would be also okay with that. Like, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, this is the worst thing in the world, because like, yes, this is my baby, but I've also poured my heart and soul into it, and I have made it bleed myself, let alone my editors. And so this book has come a long way, and I'm really happy with it, and I love the characters, and I just cannot wait for everyone to meet them. So the day that I finally get to announce like publishing details is just going to it's going to be on my list of like one of the best days of my life, like up there with like my marriage and the birth of my kid. Not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm so excited. But in the meantime, just while I'm waiting for those edits to come in, and while I'm also mentally prepping for what I'm going to be doing for this writing challenge, I'm gonna try to read, because, you know, I've got the one video edited. I'm going to have to start editing this vlog. However, with me doing minimal edits, I don't think I'm gonna have to do too much editing. And I'm probably also gonna break it up kind of like over the course of a couple days potentially, but also knowing me and the way I like to edit, I go kind of crazy with edits and just like to do it all in one chunk. We'll see how that goes. But anyways, let's play by Krekik? That doesn't feel right. But anyways, this is a Webtoons like graphic novel that's now been printed. This is volume 2 because this is what my library had. And I like picked it up because I thought it sounded interesting, and then it was like, okay, then I'll just go home and I will request volume 1 and I'll read that, and then I'll go to volume 2. However, my library doesn't have volume 1. It has volumes 2, 3, and 4, but not 1. So I was like, okay, great, I'm gonna have to go request it. However, I then discovered this is on Webtoons, and I think the entire thing is free. So I have been actually reading it on Webtoons, and I for sure am through volume 1 on, what's it called? Oh, and I'm actually through volume 2 as well. So I am also through volume 2 now as well. So I'm technically in volume 3 already of this manga. I've just been reading it on my phone. I've got a large stack right here of mangas and whatnot that I got from my library. So I'll probably work through some of those and then start figuring out what books that I'm going to be bringing with me as I go dog sit at my mom's house, because I'm going to be gone for like 8 days. So I'm definitely going to be needing some books, but I'm also going to be possibly doing some writing. So I got to kind of figure out what I'm going to do for that. But yeah, wow, this is a 12-minute clip. Yeah, so we're going to end this here because I definitely rambled on enough, and I have no clue where or if I can cut any of this. So I'm really excited. It's just been a lot of huge personal milestones that I've been trying to hit creatively within the past few days, and I've hit them. So I'm just really excited, and I can't wait to keep seeing where we go. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next clip. Hi, so I'm a liar. You know how I said I was gonna read? Yeah, no, didn't happen. In case you haven't figured out yet, which, I mean, considering you're this far into the video, you probably have, but I am a neurodivergent ADHD chaos gremlin. I was diagnosed when I was 5, so, you know, that tells you how strong my ADHD is. Anyways, I am just like on a writing high right now, and I have to keep going. This drive is just, I just have to keep going, which like is a good thing because like I am excited to write. I want to write. So instead of like fighting my brain and being like, no, you cannot write right now, I'm just writing. And so I wrote 1,200 words of book 2 before I had to leave to pick up my kid from school. But yeah. I've written 1,200 words, and I'm not done because I will continue to write tonight. I am still, again, waiting on the edits back from book 1, draft 3. However, because they're interconnected standalones, because I write contemporary romance. They're interconnected standalones, so I don't need to have book 1 completely done and fleshed out and good before I work on book 2. Now I want to, which is why I've waited until I've gotten to this stage to start writing book 2. But yeah, I've started writing, so you're gonna get another writing update from me soon. I really should just put an audiobook on while I'm driving. We'll have to see if my kiddo is okay with listening to an audiobook, or if we're gonna be listening to music or YouTube. Because like my book YouTubers that I follow, and some of my author ones too, usually she is okay with, but not always. It just depends on her mood, because, you know, children. But yeah. Anyways, I'll see y'all later. Bye! Hello! So I don't think I have posted an update for this video from my mom's house, but I am currently at my mom's house. I am dog sitting. There's one of the doggos. And I am officially live. I'm officially back. My video came back, like my introduction, like welcome back type video, that is officially live now. And so I have to go onto YouTube Studio, like through my laptop, just to kind of check a few settings. But otherwise, like, I am live. I'm so excited about that. Since I've been here at my mom's, I have been doing a lot of writing, which you will see in an upcoming vlog. And I've also been reading, so I am not going to insert the pictures just because I'm lazy, not going to lie. But the first is I have been continuing to read the webcomic Let's Play, still working through that. And then also I have started Quicksilver. I physically own that. However, I am very lucky, thanks to Libby, to be able to have an ebook and an audiobook versions to be able to read while I'm at my mom's house. So today I put on the audiobook and I've been listening to that, and it's been great getting stuff done. For some reason, like, I had heard good things about it, and it was on my TBR, and then one of my best friends read it and absolutely loved it. And so I was like, I knew I had to read it. I knew it was a romantasy. I just forgot what exactly it was. And that's just my brain sometimes. Like, when I'm in writing mode, I forget about what the synopses are of other books, because I'm so focused on my book that I forget. Like, I know that I wanted to read this book and I know I liked it, and if I read the synopsis I would be like, oh yeah, that's what it is, and I love it and I want to read it. But like, if you ask me right now, it's like, hey, what is this book about? Like, that's on my TV. I have no idea. Except for like a very like small like handful of books that I just happen to know, like Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I happen to know that that one is about chess, and it is technically, I think, a YA, but I think I've heard it's kind of like new adult based off the age ranges. But you know, I know that one. Chess is a important part of the story, and for both characters and whatnot. And it's like, I know that, but also like that is the only story that I have that is involved with chess. So it's a little bit easier to remember versus like I have multiple romantasies, and it's like, okay, which romantasy tropes and plot lines go with which books? Sometimes I forget, but that's besides the point. But anyways, I'm really enjoying Quicksilver so far. Totally forgot it was Faye. Don't know how, but I did. And I'm really enjoying it. Definitely going to keep reading it. One of the things that I was doing while like I put the audiobook on is I painted my nails. And I use the eyeshadow trick to paint my nails. So if you've never seen that, feel free to look it up. But it's just basically put top coat on, then you blot some polish on, and then, or you put a base coat on, you plop some polish on, like dab it on with your fingers, and then put a top coat on, and it's good to go. But I did my nails, and I specifically chose the green color for my current novel that I'm writing on. And I have made the decision that my nail colors are like, if I'm currently working on a story and whatnot, my nail color is going to be influenced by that story. So you might see me with green nails for a while, and I'm not going to point it out. So this is just going to be kind of a small little lore drop for people who watch this video to this point and whatnot. But it's, you know, like, and so I have green nails, and then all of a sudden, if you see my nail color starts to change and it stays that color for a while, not just like a one-off, it might have to do with my novel. And I'm not going to tell you what the colors mean either. It's something you would have to read the book to either find out or just guess, because some books it may just be like, this is the color I'm going with. But yeah, so I am about to sit down for the day. It's definitely way later than I had planned for writing, but you know what? That's okay. I have figured out the way my brain works, and so I'm gonna have a interesting writing update for today. But I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna crank out some writing, and we're gonna see how the rest of the day goes. But I will check in with you guys at some point. I don't know when, especially because I'm gonna have to wrap this video up because this video is supposed to go up on Saturday. So I have 2 days to edit this, sort of, because I forgot my external hard drive with the rest of the footage for this video at my house. Luckily, I'm seeing my husband tomorrow, so he's gonna bring it. So I have tomorrow night and then Friday to edit, so I'm probably just gonna edit it on Friday. And yeah, so I don't have much more time for this vlog, but that's okay. I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm gonna go write, and I will see you all later. Hello, so it is the next day, and I was just at Goodwill and I just found a really cool book that I had to get. You're gonna hear some chewing and bone throwing. I'm still dog sitting, and I sat down to record, and as I started recording, one of my mom's dogs came over and decided they needed to chew the bone very loudly next to me and throw it in the air and all that. So and unfortunately I don't think he's stopping anytime soon, so yeah, you might just hear him in the background of this clip, and I apologize in advance. Anyways, on to the book. So this book I'm just going to show it to you. This is the Electricity Manual for Beauty Culture by Glendora Stingley. Never would have had this on my radar at all. This is like, I think, 64 pages. This particular edition, this book, is from 1937, meaning this book is 88 years old. And apparently this is also like, it's a little hard to see, but like trying to like Google it, but I think it's possibly like the 5th edition of this book. This book originally was first published in 1931, and in like 6 years, there were like 5 different editions, which, you know what, it happens, girl. But this book is also signed, which I thought was really cool. This is Glendora, and it's so funny to see, like, they're like, oh, talking about electricity from the 30s, knowing how far we've come and how far beauty tools have come and whatnot. It's a cool little snapshot of history. But that's not why I got it. I mean, I could have got it for that reason, because I I collect books for 2 reasons. One, just because I love to read and I like to have my favorite books, but also because I am a book collector, and not necessarily in the terms of I collect books that are worth a ton of money. If this book was worth a ton of money, it was not be, there was no way it would have been sold for $3 on Goodwill, and you could find other editions for very cheap. That's just, I know this book objectively is not worth a lot of money, but to me it is, because I love to collect old editions of books just to see like how far books have come, how well some old books hold up or don't hold up, how they were constructed, and just looking at them, like especially the beginning pages, like the copyright pages and all that. It's just fun and to look at. And so I just collect them for a personal thing. Like if I find old editions of books, even if they're not necessarily in the greatest of conditions, like I'm very tempted to buy it. I don't always buy them, but I'm very tempted. And this was like $3, and so I had to. And the reason why I had to walk away with this one, other than like, because like there's nothing on the spine, and I saw that, I'm like, what is this hardcover book? And like I kind of recognized this like cloth bound like style. I knew it was an old book, and I was like, I wonder what this is. And I pulled it out, and I was not expecting this. But the reason why I got it is because it's self-published. And I understand self-publishing was around before the 30s. I understand that. However, I just never really thought about it that way. And the fact that this book was self-published, and here I am holding this 88 years later, this book is very much obsolete. Like, electricity has come a very long way talking about this. Beauty tools have come a very long way since this book was published. Like, there's nothing in this book that could help like a modern day hairdresser or a woman trying to do hair or beauty or anything like that. There's nothing you can gain that can help us in terms of like a modern day sense, other than learning about the past and the 1930s and whatnot. But I just thought it was really cool that Glendora wrote this book and published it in the 1930s. Like originally 1931, right? This particular one's from 37, but 1931. Like published this so long ago. And here I am all these years later holding a copy of this book. And while this, wasn't like the next biggest thing, this wasn't like Charles Dickens, this wasn't a Jane Austen or anything like that, where like she becomes a household name. Like the fact that like I'm still holding it, I'm still interested in it, maybe not necessarily reading it. I will flip through it and try to read some of it. Um, but just to like have and to hold. And it just like it gives me almost like another boost of confidence that like I can self-publish my books, and even if they don't take off immediately, I would hope they would. But even if they don't, because publishing is hard and there's so many books out in the market and all of the other factors, who's to say that 80 years from now somebody's won't stumble upon one of my books somewhere and be interested in it for whatever reason. Um, and so it's one of those things where it's like, I know it seems silly that this 64-page book that is honestly seen better days, because that spine is, I'm looking at that, the gluing on this is real rough. This is definitely another book that is going up on the top shelf where my child can never reach it. Well, she can't. It's just going to take her many, 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 many years, because I can barely reach the books on that shelf. Um, but I don't know. It's just something about this book. It just gave me a little spark. Um, and so I'm really excited to add this to my collection and to show my hairdresser friend and be like, look at this like relic that I found. Um, and yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where sometimes you just get inspired by like the strangest, most unexpected things, and that is definitely what this book is for me. So I'm really excited about it. I just wanted to come and share this with you guys, and this is going to be added to my collection. I also got an old edition of Little Men by Louisa May Alcott that the cashier and the lady behind me, who were much older than I am, um, like the cashier had to have been in like 70s. Like her hair was pure white. Like she definitely was an older woman. Like you just know looking at, like, she's not 40. She's not 50. You can just tell she's an older woman. And her and the older lady, like, and the other lady who was behind me was maybe like in her 50s. But she was still, older than I am. And the fact that neither of them had ever heard it, they had heard of Little Women, but they were like Little Men. And yeah, and so here I am, and I'm able to tell them a little bit about the book because I knew about the book even before stumbling upon it. Um, and that particular edition, I think, is from the 50s. I want to also say it's from like 57. It might be from the 60s, but I think it's from the 50s. And it's so cool. And so that is also going to be joining my collection. And so I will show you that one. And I'm going to do probably at the end of the, I probably will still make the video. I'm going to make a book like ins and outs video. So, talking about all the books that I brought into my collection in the past, in the past month, and then, all the books that have left my collection that I still have, because I totally forgot that I was going to do that and took like a bunch of books to half price books and sold them. So I don't have those anymore, and I totally forgot to like write down which ones I had and all that stuff. You're just going to see the books that I am deciding that are going to be leaving my collection. You're just gonna see those ones, not the ones that have already left. But you'll see the Little Men book in a future video, and you'll see this one again as well. But yeah, I am rambling. But you know what? I think this is a good place to end this vlog because it is Thursday. I need to edit this video today or tomorrow for it to go up on Saturday. So I'm gonna end the vlog here. I still have been reading Quicksilver, not done with it, so you'll hear about it again later. But yeah, I'm really excited about everything that's happened. I know this particular video that you're watching is a very long video. There's probably some edits in here that I won't necessarily make in future videos. But I'm really excited about this
YouTube journey that I'm coming back to. I missed it and I'm having a lot of fun again. And yeah, this has also made me really excited about my writing. So I have to leave the house in like an hour or so. So I'm going to hurry up and try to get a couple writing sprints in and get some writing done. Um, and then we're going to have to just play the rest of the day by ear. But I will see you all in my next vlog. And if you guys liked this video, be sure to comment down below, say hi, whatever you want. Give this video a like, hit subscribe, do all that fun jazz. But that is it for this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.